Hello, this is Grandma's Gone Gaming. I'm bringing you episode 8 of the July 2016 base race, which was themed on the superheroes and was invented by Ed Case of TheMobCave. I started building my base from my collected stuff here, but within just part of a Minecraft day battling spiders out there, I decided that I would just go with the creative options since Ed offered that, and that probably sounds really wimpy, but that's what I decided, and maybe I'll do better on the next one. Even at that, it took me a long time to build this. I am not a terrific builder in Minecraft. I build pretty nice things in The Sims. I like, boy, I don't know how I left that there. I don't know whether that was blown up by a creeper or what, but I didn't realize that was hanging there. I usually don't leave trees hanging. Okay, so anyway, but this was what I came up with. This is my big sign. This is like Avenger headquarters here. So we have Iron Man, we have Hulk, which is me, sort of. Hello there. We have Thor there in the middle, Captain America, and I'm ashamed to say that I don't know who those are, but I believe they have to do with the last two movies, which I haven't seen yet. So that's what I have right now, and those were symbols that I found. I looked for all sorts of stuff. I wanted to make the Hulk fist or the irradiation symbol that's also used, but I ended up having to just settle for the big green H. As you can see, there are some signs up there, but I'm going to come back to that. The whole frame is made out of my stone bricks, of course, here. Whoops. Because I could, and it is hollow. I had originally done the lighting in the redstone lamps and didn't like the way it looked, and then I couldn't light up the inside any good without all the extra all the extra levers or buttons. Levers, because the buttons don't leave it on. So I did all the terraforming back here. This mountain was not as high as I would like to have had it. Whoops. And so, there were a couple other mountains that were tall, but this one was about the best one that I could find, and it's going to be getting dark here pretty soon. So we do want to find our way into this thing, which you probably could see that it doesn't have an obvious door. All superhero bases should have a secret door, don't you think? So these signs up here, which I think I still have time to read and then get around there, says Superhero Supply Station. Want inside? Look for a, quote, wonderful cat, quote, and you can kind of think what that might be. Stand in front of it, throw something at it, use the trapdoor after, follow the signs. Okay, so because it's getting dark, my wonderful cat is over here. It's a dandelion. So I'm going to stand in front of it. And I'm going to hold this here. And we're going to throw it at the dandelion and land in the base. Now it shuts. You cannot get out this way unless you break a block. But that's okay. Now this is one of my pink clay here. It's the one that was left over. As you can see here, there's an oak leaf here. And this is one of my granite things here, and as you drop down into here, you see more of them. Whoops. Whoop. There we go. Not the sign. Signs everywhere. This one goes to the exit, and we're not going to go that way now. More lighting in here, which is, I just decided to completely go with glowstone. This is our clay here, and that one block that shows up inside of there. This is the smooth stone, all made up. Well, out of creative, but I had it all made ahead of time out there. And this is our oak leaves here, and the spruce planks in the hallway. This is to the headquarters. And I used doors. Okay, I have pressure plates, and I have the doors. Here, more of the granite, which, almost did that wrong. I have more of the brick here. This is actually part of the inside of the sign, I believe. I'm not sure quite how that worked out. This obviously is our spruce logs here, and we have the lapis lazuli block and the redstone block here. And since we needed an eye, I mean something, to tell who you are, this is the retinal scanner. He looks a little bloodshot or green shot or something. Anyway, we could use the item frames and take things, non-placeable blocks out of inventory, creative inventory. So I did that. And that's the retinal scanner. And we have this is partly my division of my the oak the oak planks and stairs, so they all add up to the correct amount, and that's part of the floor up here. And this is the reception area here. Now I just needed to fill some things up here. So here are our books. This is the one that had the items in it, and this, or one of those is, and the other one is the one that told us, had the buttons to get into creative and do that kind of stuff in it. And here are just, things that a superhero might need: a chest and an ender chest. And over here, there's a block of TNT. And the colored banners are the colors that are out there, including the Hulk. And then every good superhero should have some sort of a fancy-dancy wristwatch. So that's my clock there. That's telling it's the superhero supply station. And there's my block of obsidian. There are my 3 bookshelves. And as we turn around here, it says receptionist. And this guy is my iron blocks and a jack-o'-lantern for lighting. Didn't say I could use a pumpkin, but it said I could use lighting. So I sneakily snuck that in there. And that is our receptionist. And then here is the bed, or seating for the receptionist, who of course can't use it. Here's the rest of the granite here, and in the floor, which you could see a little bit of that below there. So yeah, she. We just call him Iron. Yeah, see, he likes that name. Okay, so over here, more lighting, and this is the passageway down to the supply station. The supply depot. And in here we have our red stained glass. Of course, I'm using Sortex Fanver, and it looks a little different than some of the things. It doesn't get real red in the glass. And just to keep the light going in here, I decided those would be ceiling fixtures. And what I've done here, we have, since the buckets could be used more than one, I put 2 buckets of lava here, 2 buckets of water here. And here is a golden apple, single golden apple. And here is the black leather cap. And over here we have supplies. We have create your arrows. So these are just things, sticks, feathers. We have string here. And these are sticks, and these are actually things that I collected. So they came out of my regular inventory. I had them, said I should make use of them. Here is the gravel. Here, mine gravel for flint, so that you can put your arrows together, right? And this whole thing just goes back here. This is the correct amount of gravel that is piled in here. And here is our mossy cobblestone. I carefully did everything, matched up everything in creative for the space, which is, as I've mentioned in comments on YouTube, that's pretty simplistic, but it's all here. And here's a good place, if it should get chosen for a base down the line, it's a good place for somebody to come in here and use this area for crafting. And there is a bed upstairs to sleep in. So that's it. And then in the furnace, I had extra coal, so I divided it up that way. And that's the end of that. And I'll be putting some pictures up in the gallery, and then in for the drawing, and just the last little bit of glass there. So we'll go up and see the last little bit of the base. And boy, I'll tell you, even in creative, putting all this together was quite some task. Since we're here and it's dark outside, let's close this. Now, pushy. All right, we're going to go ahead and sleep away the night here and go on out. So this obviously can be used here, and you don't need to worry about him. He's a friendly guy. He will protect the place quite well, believe me. I've gotten hit by one of them before. They can throw you a long ways. So yeah, I was really quite pleased with the way things ended up. I wasn't quite. I knew basically what I wanted to do. I wanted to make the whole a picture. I had a download of a picture of the Hulk on the side of the mountain that I wanted to do it was like a cross stitch pattern, and I wanted to but it was going to take like, to even get it to look decent at all, would have been taking like 500 blocks tall, and this one's bad enough. So I went with the more simplistic way to go. So this is our door going out here. It opens completely out here. It might be a few things out here, so I want to kind of watch out a little bit here, because it was night. I don't hear anything, so we're all right. But yeah, I did a little bit of terraforming out here, but basically this is the way it was. This is the mountainside here, and this is the back. This is that ravine. This is the back side of the hill. Now, obviously, this is just a little bit here, but there were only like a few more blocks in here. I did a little bit here to make it easier to climb up, but basically, this is the way it was. And this is that ravine that I had thought about getting down in there and using it and seeing it, and I never did get there. And this is all just the way it was here. The water came up here. And there's the ravine with a dark corner under there. I did a little bit here to make it easier to climb up, but basically this is the way it was. And this is that ravine that I had thought about getting down in there and using it and seeing it, and I never did get there. And this is all just the way it was here. The water came up here. And there's the ravine with a dark corner under there. I did have to, in order to get that hallway to come out and get the door hidden there, and you obviously can't get in that way. You have to go in the other way. So that's the exit. So I did a little extra building out here, just to get it smoothed out. And so if you count the terraforming as using too much stone, then yeah, I went overboard there a little bit, because that end down there, just like the last little bit of that stone there, had to be built in there. And I could have done it all in sandstone, but I wanted it to blend. So technically that's not quite the base itself, so I went with that. So I hope that's okay. Anyway, I had fun with it, and even if it's not exactly all right, the rest of it is all legal and above board. Just that little bit of terraforming back there that's a little different. So yeah, there's the signal that is the only yellow flower that I left around. So yeah, that is the signal that there is the wonderful cat, the dandelion, and you can throw something at it. Any block of substance that can be placed can be thrown at it, and it goes into the hopper down there. So if you wanted to rescue it, you could. And there we go. And the signs underneath there just kind of tip off the end of Thor's hammer, and I really like what happened with it. Very pleased with it. Quite happy with it, even if it's fairly simple. That was probably the biggest thing I've ever built in one piece. And I want to thank you, Ed, and I hope to take part in the next one and all future ones from here on. Thanks a lot. Bye.